Process. Process can communicate using shared memory and message passing. These techniques can be used for communication in client-server systems. There are three other strategies for communication in client-server systems. First is a socket. Second is the remote procedure calls or RPCs. And lastly is the pipes. In this activity, we will explore one of the strategies, which is the sockets. What is a socket? A socket is identified as an endpoint for communication. A pair of process communicating over a network employs a pair of sockets, one for each process. A socket is identified by an IP address concatenated with a port number. So in general, sockets use a client-server architecture. The server waits for incoming client requests by listening to a specified port. Once a request is received, the server accepts a connection from the client socket to complete the connection. What is a server? A server is a computer that provides data to other computers. It may serve data to system on a local area network or a wide area network over the internet. Many types of server exist, including web servers, mail servers, and file servers. Each type runs software specific to the purpose of the server.
So what we have here is we start with a window builder of the actual application itself. So we have the one for the server side, then one for the client side. So let's start with the code for the server. So what we did here is that we opened up the panels or the window itself from the window builder. Then we started with try catch so that we have a buffer for any exception that may occur. So we open a server socket, and then we've also opened a socket from up here. We initialized a server socket and a socket here. Then we open them up with the port of 1431. Then we have D in, D out to get input and output. Then we have a loop here for if the user doesn't type in end, the system will resume to chat. And then we have a form of variable passing for the string so that we can pass the string inputted by the user. And then we have the message area, which was this area right here, the gray area, so that we can have the text be outputted or displayed in there. We put a formatter here for just a simple date format, and then we have the name, which this name is from this string name plus client uname, which we will discuss later. And then we have the message input. Then we, after running, if the user inputted end, we will close the server and then the server socket. Then here is just the basic the code for how this is made on the window builder. Then we have here for the JText field, what we did is we had code in there inputted so that if we type in any string or any text, and then we press enter, it will automatically also output and save the text and then put it in the message area or the JText area that we have. Then another one we could also do is either we input text here and then press enter, or we could use the send button, which we have here, which is also just the same as here, but this one uses looks for or waits for an enter key press, and then while this one just a basic send button press. So that's what we have for the server side. We have here now the client side, same UI, but what we have different here is that notice that there is no title here for now. We have server there, and then There's no title there for now. What we did is we had the name. Where is it? Title. Uh, Here we have the title be set by uname we when we run this code. The first thing that will open up is a J option pane, which asks for user input, so you can have a name, and then later the application window will have that said user name input be the title. Then what we have is just also the same. We have the window builder, application window open, and then we open the socket at localhost at 127.0.0.1 at the port that we have chosen, and then another data input, data output. Just the same, also the same line of codes, so that we can have text input be displayed at the JText area, or which we named as message area. Then same, it's a try catch, so we could have a buffer for any error that may occur. Then it's the same again, just these are just codes for the application window itself. And then we have here again the enter key press or the send key press. You can enter text here, or you could also use the send button to make it easier. So that's about it for the code.
Hello everyone, in this part of the video we're going to execute the code which is being discussed by Mr. Borja earlier. So let me show you the GULLE client chat box and the server chat box. So in order to get these two running, we need to run first the code in the Eclipse. By the way, you can get this code in the description below. So basically, these two chat boxes are connected to each other by a single port. So whenever what text you type in the either the server chat box or the client chat box, the text will automatically be copied in one of the chat box. For example, let me type hello server. So if I hit the send button, the hello server that I have written in the client chat box will appear in the server chat box because these two are connected to each another.